welcome back to Stay Glassy, episode 2. I'm Maria.
And I'm Duncan.
We're going to talk about common window buying mistakes. It's a good one.
It is a very good one, and there's lots of them.
There's lots of mistakes. You really want to stick around for this one, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. All right. So before we get into that, let's share with everyone about our vegetable garden revitalization project that we had this week. What'd you think?
Ever heard of gophers? So he put in
one gopher's, 0 Newmans.
6 feet thick, 2 feet high, 6 feet wide, 12 feet long, wire on the bottom, done beautifully by a contractor 7 years ago.
And help.
The wire
by me.
And help. Yes.
Thank you.
The wire rotted out. The gophers have come up. Every one of our vegetables.
Yeah, literally. It was, we were watching one day and you could see the leaves. Do you remember the leaves are moving? Yeah, the leaves are moving.
Whole broccoli plant disappeared.
Gone.
Just like in the cartoons.
Bugs Bunny, no?
Yeah.
Was it Bugs Bunny?
What's up, Doc?
No, that's eating the carrot. That's not what I'm talking about. It's the cartoon that the vegetable goes right under. I don't know. Do you know what I'm talking about? Oh, I forget. He's English.
Well, it might have been the same
It
ones.
might have been an American thing.
But I said anyone that's got gophers knows what we're talking about.
Oh, well, that's
horrible. True. Took us all weekend to prepare one raised planet.
Yes.
5 to go.
Yeah. Really? I thought we were just doing that one.
No. God. Gotta do 5 more.
Anyways, you did a great job. You know what? We got the wire redone. We used the tractor. You had to pick it up. I mean, this thing was huge. Duncan took it out by himself, and then I had to help him put it back on. I don't even know how you did it by yourself. But anyways, we got it back on. It's pretty incredible. Planted. It's ready to go for some.
It's already going.
Spring veg.
Got 4 tomato plants.
Yeah.
A row of radishes.
Yeah.
A row of kale.
Yeah.
And 3 zucchini plants.
Yeah.
Down from the 6 I planted last year.
Yeah, we don't. He goes crazy with the zucchini plants. Crazy. I mean, I love zucchini. It's one of my favorites. Anybody's favorite? My favorite. But when you have 6 zucchini plants that each, I don't know, give you 10 zucchinis.
A week.
Yeah, way too much. So we toned it down quite a bit. Now, did you plant any of the vegetables that we got from England?
Yeah.
You did, yeah.
Oh, I did the peas as well. I did a bunch of peas.
Yep, because we just went to England. We had to go to Wales. And we brought back a bunch of seeds, a bunch of veg. So I'm super excited to give that a try, see if it'll actually grow.
If you work for TSA, please ignore that last statement. Okay, should we get on with the show?
I think we should.
Let's do it.
Okay. So we are here to have some questions from our followers, our friends out there. This is our Glazed and Confused section. So are you ready? I know you don't know what these questions are, so...
I won't look.
Yeah, don't look. Okay, so question we got. Do fiberglass doors look like wood doors? Because... Don't jump the gun. Because our follower said, I currently have a wood door that I would like to replace with fiberglass, but I still want it to look similar.
It will look similar.
Okay.
So there are several different manufacturers of fiberglass doors. The only difficulty would be if you had a row of French doors that you were trying to match. Getting the style and rail to be exactly the same size might pose to be a problem. But the general idea of fiberglass doors is they're designed to look like wood doors, and they do have the wider kick rail at the bottom. So yes, it's a very good option.
It is a good option.
And then not only will the gophers not eat them, but the termites won't eat them.
Well, okay, so I mean, just because this isn't a question that was asked, but I am curious, why would I choose fiberglass over wood? Or should we save that for a next section? Another episode?
Let's save it for later.
I like that. Okay, we'll save that for later. Okay, so another question we had, is fiberglass actually more durable than wood? Did you just say that?
I did not say that, but it is more durable than wood because you don't have to worry about things like dry rot, termites, warping. Once you paint anything, you have to paint again. So if you've painted or stained a wooden door, You know that if the sun hits it for a period of time, it's going to fade. It's the same with a fiberglass door. The one thing I just want to say about fiberglass is a little teaser for you to listen in for later, is how a fiberglass door and a Corvette are similar.
Oh, my goodness. I'm curious where you're going to go with that.
Going to have to wait. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Okay, great. All right, third question that we've got. Is there a reason why I haven't been able to find a company that sells steel doors anymore? And the reason why this visitor is interested in it is because they want a modern look, and they don't understand why no one seems to be able to sell them or her what they're looking for.
So it's not about steel doors not being available anymore. It's that they haven't looked hard enough.
Oh,
So there are quite a few European and South American companies that make steel doors.
okay.
So yes, they are available. They're not as popular as they used to be. I've seen some of that stuff making a comeback in commercial spaces or very contemporary style homes, but they
Yeah.
are available. They're
Okay.
just not as readily available as vinyl, fiberglass, wood, aluminum.
Okay. But now, I mean, if this particular individual is wanting a sort of modern look, there are solutions outside of actually having to purchase a steel door to give a sort of modern feel.
Absolutely.
There's a ton of door options.
There are.
Yeah. And we do sell, obviously, we are named Newman Windows and Doors. We sell doors, but we sell, entry doors, interior doors, exterior doors, sliding doors, French doors. We have a ton of doors and a ton of different styles. If you want traditional, if you want modern, contemporary, I mean, there's just so many. Color.
Yep. Absolutely.
So there's a ton of options where you don't, because is steel more expensive?
It depends.
Okay.
It depends.
All right.
Yeah.
I was just curious. But of course, we'd love to answer some more questions in our Dazed and Confused section, in our next episode. So send them our way.
And see if you can stump me.
Oh, that would be a good one. I'd love to know if you can stump them. Can you stump Duncan?
Or
That is
stump
great.
Dunk. You know,
Bam, basketball.
it used to be Stump the Chunk, right? Or I forget what it was called, but that used to be on the radio.
Really?
Yeah. See if you can stump Dunk.
Okay,
All right.
great. All righty, now that we've finished our Glazed and Confused section, great questions, by the way, and great answers. Well done. Slam dunk, right? Is that what we're doing?
Stump
Dun-
the Dunk.
Stump the dunk, sorry. Slam dunk, stump the dunk.
Whatever. See if you can.
I don't know if I can say that fast, but okay. All right, so let's get into the 5 common window buying mistakes. And really, the reason why this is so important, and I think the one thing that we want to really emphasize is that it's about the installation company that you select for replacing your windows and doors. That's really what it comes down to, right? Because that's going to be the common theme that we're going to talk about here is you can make a mistake, but if you're working with a reputable, knowledgeable, really, really expert-based window and door installation company, that's the key, installation company, then you're on the right track. So shall we dive into them?
Let me just add to that.
Yeah, please.
The reason that you're going to be on the right track if you choose a really, really good installation company is that nobody that cares about their work and does a really good job is going to sell crappy products. So you're already on the right track if you go with a really
that's
good
true.
installation company.
Right. Thank you. All right, so let's get into the top 5.
Let's do it.
All right, so the first one is falling for the too good to be true deal.
Yep. So if you see an advertisement and it says whole house special, $49.95.
Oh yeah, we see those a lot, huh?
We see them a lot. It's just kind of silly. How many houses have 4 windows and a door that you could possibly get for $49.95? So if you've got 10 windows and 2 doors in your house, or you've got 25 windows and 3 doors, there's no way you're getting all your windows replaced for $49.95. The other one that you've got to watch out for is this long-term financing. Now, it's one thing to have 12 months same as cash. That's great. Lots of companies do that. But if you're seeing commercials and ads for 4 years free financing, that has an incredible cost to it. So the company that's offering that is inflating their prices so much to cover the expense of that, you're going to be paying way too much for your windows. So really be careful with those.
Yeah, that's great. Fantastic. All right. Common mistake number 2, not considering energy efficiency.
Big mistake.
Yeah,
Big
absolutely.
mistake. Yeah.
Okay, so there's a few things to talk about here, right? Single pane, double pane, triple pane,
Lowy.
glass. Yep. Can you
I can.
explain a little bit more about that, please?
Yeah. If you're still living with single pane windows in 2025, you're just wasting energy. We've been selling windows, dual pane windows, since 1993. So you're a little bit behind the curve, Bolt, if you've still got single pane windows. But there's a little bit of confusion out there as to whether you should buy dual pane windows, triple pane windows, or whatever. We are in Southern California. A dual pane window, highly recommended putting Lowy glass, Title 24 package, the energy package on it, is really all that you need. We're not dealing with snow and minus 0-degree temperatures here. Can you buy triple pane? Of course you can. Probably overkill for Southern California.
So it's just a waste of money then, is really what you're saying. You just don't need to go to that level. There's really no need here in Southern California.
Buy a window that is built for your environment. If you're in Wisconsin, absolutely, maybe going for that triple pane window would be great. But in San Diego County, Orange County, LA, Riverside, probably not necessary.
Okay.
Now, the low-E coatings and Title 24 packages with argon gas and all that, highly recommended. The amount of UV that we deal with in San Diego and heat, absolutely, those are very, very worthwhile having.
Okay. All right. Great. So if you're not considering energy efficiency when you're selecting your windows, you definitely do. And here's some of the things to consider, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
You just want to make sure that it's at the end of the day, it's a dual pane, Lowy.
And vinyl or fiberglass frames.
Great.
Right?
Let's talk about, well, hold on.
Hold
Jumping
your horses.
ahead. All right, so let's go into common mistake number 3. Common mistake number 3, ignoring installation quality.
Yeah. There's an old adage that the cheapest price is not always the best package. I've seen some horrendous installations over the years. You could have a really good quality window installed poorly, and you're not going to get what you were expecting. Having a good installation is critical. Having a company that uses quality materials, quality caulking, quality expandable foam, quality trim, quality installers that are trained and know what they're talking about is critical to make your window maximize its potential.
Well, absolutely. And isn't that one of the things when we started off talking about some of these common window buying mistakes, we said it's a company that's an installation company, right? Not just selling you product, not just selling you windows and doors. There are companies that just do that. But you want somebody who actually is going to take responsibility for the installation, because that can go wrong very, very fast. Now, how would I know, what would be some of the signs of a poor installation?
I mean, you can look at a window and see if it's out of square, really bad caulking. It's hard to tell when a window's just been installed whether the materials were quality or not. That takes time to show up.
Oh, okay.
But you can certainly see one that's a few years old that looks absolutely terrible.
Right.
So really doing your research up front and finding out and checking references and making sure that you're dealing with an installation company that really cares about what they're doing and they know what they're doing is critical to have a good window be true to itself. Buying a good window, having it poorly installed, will take away everything that good window is trying to do for you.
Great. Yeah. All right. Common window buying mistake number 4. It is choosing the wrong frame material or even choosing the wrong style of window. I think sometimes we don't even think about that because that's a really kind of basic thing. It's like, a window's a window, but it matters. So
a window is not a window.
Exactly. Talk a little bit about that.
I could talk about this for days, and I don't have time to do that. But let me just give you an example.
Let's make it fast.
Buying a casement window that cranks out, and you've got a 3-foot wide window that will crank out almost 3 feet wide on a patio that's 4 feet wide, or the side of your house where you can only have a few feet to get past. That's probably not a great idea. Putting heavy-duty, big, thick frames in a very small window, probably not a good idea. The difference between a single hung and a double hung on a second floor, for example, the ease of being able to clean your windows, putting in a window that opens right to left or left to right, depending on where your breeze comes from, or putting in a stationary window where you could have an opening window and get breeze through it. There are many, many, many ways that you can make bad choices on that.
Right. And then the difference between vinyl, wood, fiberglass, aluminum, right? Because there's a lot of different window frame types out there. You can make a mistake choosing the wrong one. But at the end of the day, again, if you work with an installation company, somebody who's an expert who will come out and talk you through these things, you could do a lot of research on it. And at the end of the day, there's experts in the field. Like you wouldn't ask a doctor, or you wouldn't. You can go on to WebMD, I guess, right? You can go on to WebMD
and do it yourself.
Right? You can say, hey, I got a cough. It must be, allergies or whatever, right? Or you can go to a doctor and you can say, hey, I got this cough. I don't know what's going on. I mean, it's kind of the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah. You may or may not need a chest x-ray.
There you go.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Dealing with someone who's been there and done that many, 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 many times is really important. And let me just go back to my vegetable garden chat that we talked about earlier today. I put in some cheap wire underneath our vegetable raised beds. I wasn't thinking about what it would be like 5 years down the road. Well, when that rots out and the gophers just climb back in, you got to redo it all again, which is what we're having to do now. You don't want to be in that position with your windows or doors. So do your research up front. Make sure you're buying the right stuff and having the right people install it for you.
Yep, exactly. But we got one more, number 5. Number 5 of the 5 most common, skipping the warranty fine print. Holy cow, this is huge.
It is huge. It is huge.
Yeah.
And you know why? Because these days, lifetime guarantee has just become kind of a buzzword. And people will make a lot of assumptions that lifetime guarantee means lifetime. Please read the warranties. There are a lot of companies, window and door companies, that have a lifetime warranty that is limited to 5 years and or parts only. Now, if your dual pane window fogs up and the company says, great, your warranty allows us to send you a dual pane glass unit, that's wonderful. Until it needs to be put into your window. And now you've got to pay a glazing company hundreds of dollars to put that piece of dual pane unit into your window, and that was not covered by warranty. Make sure you know what you're buying.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's it. That's the 5 most common mistakes. You definitely want to make sure that that you watch out for these things. But I think before we wrap here, we need to go to Safety with Savvy.
Okay.
Okay. Hi, it's time to do Safety with Savvy. Are you ready, Savvy?
She's always ready.
She is always ready, isn't she?
She's always ready, aren't you?
So we were talking about the importance of selecting a company that knows how to do installation, or scary parts, if you DIY yourself. Let's check this out. Are you ready? You haven't seen this one.
Oh,
Wow.
that is
Can
so
you believe
dangerous.
that? Oh, look at those are people down there. Zach, look at the people down there. Down here.
They could have
Can you
been
see?
killed.
I know. Crazy.
Wow. Oh my. That's insane.
It is insane. So again, I mean, you really can put yourselves at risk if you try to do installation on your own. If you think that it's easy, it's not.
There's a lot of ways to get hurt. A lot of ways.
There is.
And to hurt other people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you definitely want to make sure you're careful. Thanks, Savvy. Thanks for the safety tip.
You're welcome.
Say thank you. Or say bye to everybody.
Bye.
Say bye. Okay, so some key takeaways today about the 5 common buying mistakes that you can make when replacing your windows and doors. Listen, it's really important. You got to select that company that knows how to do installation. Be very careful trying to do it yourself. You also want to make sure you do your research. Stay away from cheap deals. Oh my gosh.
They never work out.
They never, ever work out. Yeah, absolutely. Stay away from those cheap deals. And, make sure you're prioritizing energy efficiency. I think that's really important nowadays. Keep the hot air out and the cool air in. Nope, that's not how it works. How does it work?
It can work like that in the summer, and it works the opposite in the winter.
You know what I mean. You know what I mean.
I do.
Exactly. So next episode, do you know what it's about? Nope, you never do. It never knows what it's about, but it is a really good one because this one is all about enhancing curb appeal.
I remember.
Do you remember now?
I do.
I did give you a teaser. Yeah. It is going to be so good.
It is.
It's the wow factor that everybody needs for their home, right?
If you want to look good.
If you want to look good, you want your neighbors talking about your house, you're really going to want to watch this one.
Yep.
Yes, absolutely.
Don't forget, you can like us, you can subscribe, you can send us some comments, give us some stories of experiences that you've had, and we can talk about those on our next episode.
Absolutely. On our next episode of
Stay Glassy.